Etna Mold. Stop! What if I just do like a talk show?
I think you should.
Fucking doing a photo shoot?
Yeah.
No, I'm doing a video. Maddie's over there in the corner. Say hi, Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
This is Lois. I don't know if you can see Lois. Hey, Lois.
Hello, world.
And then this is my cameraman, Brandon.
Hello.
He's just watching the back of the camera for me. Okay, so topic today: means to an end.
Yes. No. Maybe.
That's no. Well, that's not.
Definitely not.
I'm struggling. Hey, that's.
I'm sorry, that's a bad word.
That's
But
a
actually,
bad
I
word.
grew up thinking that was the S word, okay?
I didn't say.
Cameron is recording.
Dang it. Delete that.
Stupid.
Oh yeah,
No.
that video.
Okay, now you're gonna have to blur it out. Do like
I'll
the beep
blur it
thing
out.
instead of stupid,
Yeah.
you know?
Bleep, bleep. What do you say?
Yep.
You beep.
You stupid. Means to an end. There is always a purpose with what I decide to do. For umpiring, it was because back then I needed money easily and quickly, and I didn't want to work for someone, and I was under the age of the legal age to work, or whatever. I think you could get a permit, but I wasn't sure. So, I was working as an umpire. Then I did Duck Kid Wallets because I wanted to get a PlayStation 3 because my parents wouldn't buy me any video games. So I learned how to make a Duck Kid Wallet. I made my own version of them with an ID card flip open thing and everything. And I sold them outside of our local grocery store and at different like boutiques and at Sanya's days.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Screen
How'd
printing.
that
I did
change?
screen printing because I wanted to learn how to make t-shirts so that I could have a t-shirt business. Because my friend knew how to make it, but he was going off to college and that was going to leave me alone without any way of making t-shirts. And so I decided to learn on my own and build a relationship with a screen printing company. And now I'm able to screen print all my t-shirts there and just use the shop because I built that relationship. And so most recently, after going to college for a year, I decided that that wasn't the best way for me to learn about business and what I wanted to do in the future. So instead, I tried to apply to a local business called Parker Clay. They work downtown, and all of their products are made in Ethiopia. And so it's a social enterprise where they are a for-profit business that has very like narrowly focused social agendas to create jobs and provide these women in Ethiopia with opportunities to survive. And so I want to learn as much as I can about that business, and so I applied for an internship at Parker Clay, but at that time they said they didn't have any room for that internship, and so instead I just kept I should really jot down my thoughts before I just start filming. This
No,
is hard.
it's good. It's fresh.
It's authentic. It's genuine.
Okay.
It's genuine.
I can't take you seriously.
It's a
She's more like a
genuine,
grandma than she does anything else.
That's like the
genuine
biggest
words
comment
of
you could ever
wisdom.
pay me. I want to be a grandma so bad.
Park Clay. So yeah, so I wanted to learn as much as I can about a social enterprise because I'm really interested in someday creating a business that runs out of Africa. Like that's a big dream of mine. I want to eventually even travel there and get to know the people. So I tried to apply for an internship. They didn't have any room at the time. But because I was so consistent with reaching out to them, I literally sent like 4 or 5 emails to like the CEO and even contacted his wife to get his phone number. And almost to a point of being annoying, but later they said that they thought it was like really cool and it made them appreciate my gumption. And so after basically building a relationship with them without actually working for them yet, they called me up because they needed help moving into a new warehouse because they were expanding really fast. And so I helped them just for like a couple days to move into the new warehouse, and then a couple weeks later they said that they needed me to help out again to basically fold tons, like literally hundreds and hundreds of boxes. I have a video of me doing that too. But so basically, I filled tons of boxes. I worked a lot, and finally, the CEO asked me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to work part time here? Because we actually need your help in the warehouse. We need a warehouse guy because they send out shipments every other day, and so they need someone there to pick up the shipments." And so I was like, "Yeah, I'm so down." I didn't have any commitments to over the summer at all. I had no school, no job even, and so I just went all in. And so I was only working like 12 hours a week for about 2 months. And then 2 or 3 weeks ago, they said, "Hey, like we need you to be in here even more. Why don't you come in 8 hours every other day?" And so I was like, "Yeah, I got that." So I came in 8 hours a day, and after like 1 week of doing that, the CEO asked me again. He like, "Hey, do you want to come in and work for full time for us? Because we need your help all the time in the warehouse. We have tons of stuff coming in, a lot of products coming in. We're expanding really fast, and we need your help." So since I'm not doing school, my whole schedule is open. So now I'm working full time, 40 hours a week, and the whole point of this is that my plan is to work with them as long as possible to learn about the business, to learn about how it operates. I'm already learning so much about how the shipping process is run. I keep running out of things to say.
No, I'm trying to think. I think what you should do that would make these types of things a lot easier is if you wrote down some questions for yourself and then had someone read them to you, and
Gosh,
you
I
like
can read the
answering
questions.
them.
I've always wanted to do this.
Just because it's
Just
like
have an
makes it into
interview
a
every time.
Not
conversation,
even kidding.
and then
I
kind of
just don't
keeps
wanna
it
be a
like
newscaster.
you don't ramble too much, but at the same time you are still saying what you want to say, but the questions will keep you on track.
Okay.
Or you just write them down and then just have them post up here, and then.
So like a means to an end is where I am pursuing this thing. It could be school, it could be a job, it
But
could be an
there's like
opportunity, but there's a reason behind it for a future purpose.
Okay.
And so my future purpose with working with Parker Clay is that I want to be able to create my own business like Parker Clay in the future. And so in order for me to learn that, I have to work for a business that's already doing that. I have to understand how that works, how the importing and exporting works, how even just the basics of shipping works. And so,
So it's like what you're describing in your video.
exactly. So.
Questions. Great conversation.
I know. I work.
See?
I'm very. It's easier for me to talk to someone else than
Exactly.
to a camera because the camera is. I can't imagine people behind the lens. Maybe eventually I'll get used to talking to the camera, but for now, that was the gist of it. Basically, if whatever you're doing in your life, try to figure out why you're doing it. Like, what's the why behind it?
But
Because if you don't have a why behind it, then you're just aimlessly going through life without really having a reason why. I mean, sometimes it can be. I mean, your why can be simply you trying to figure out what you want to do in life, and so.
simple.
No, that is simple. Like you can experience different things, as long as it's like good things, not like things that kind of take you a step back in life. But yeah, basically like go out there, learn more about other opportunities, other types of jobs, other type of careers. Like personally, I learned a lot about entrepreneurship, which is why I'm so into this idea of starting my own business someday. But I realized that the best way for me to learn it is through practitioners and not just through a school environment. I need someone or a business to show me how it's done in real life versus how it's done in theory. And so that's how I learn best is by doing, and so that's why I'm working for Parker Clay right now. And yeah, so these next several weeks or 7 months until December, and I'm probably going to be working with them for many more months after that, but it's going to be me just grinding away in the warehouse 40 hours a week. And so these videos are going to be me just updating on things I'm learning about, sharing different concepts about challenge or about how to overcome different challenges, or just how to find your purpose in life, hopefully. But But yeah, these are mainly for almost. I'm doing these for myself because I want to look back later in life and see where I was at certain periods of my life and like just watch my steps someday, or even have other people look back and see where I was. So maybe you're in the future right now looking back and seeing and watching my life and seeing where did Jeremy Davidson start. It's kind of interesting to think about. But I just want to take advantage of the opportunity to record my life because no other generation has ever had this opportunity before. But yeah, always have a means to an end. Otherwise, you aren't going to progress because you have no purpose for what you're doing. If it's for school, there's a lot of good things about going to school, but for most opportunities nowadays that are online, like you don't necessarily need it, but for most professional careers, you do. And so you gotta judge like what is your purpose going to school. If your purpose going to school is just to experience and learn more about what you like to do, I would suggest not going to school because there's way better ways of learning what you want to do outside of school. You can just research online even. But rather than spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get a degree that you don't really want. That's just a rant. But yeah, so until next time, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of vlogs, I'm just going to have a little talk show about my life, or even just about how to actually like work hard and what it actually takes to be successful, and that takes certain habits, disciplines, and sometimes working a full-time job in order to get to the next step, doing the Yuri stuff. I think there's so many people in our generation, or my generation, that are sitting back thinking that they can become an entrepreneur, become successful just by imagining it, or just by having an idea and putting out minimal effort. And I know that I was caught in that idea for a while, a year ago. But now I've realized that it really takes a lot of hard work, and it's just me figuring out what that hard work is and doing it. And so, yeah. See you in the next video next week.